Hey, Lady Bosses, Happy New Year. Oh my gosh, it feels like forever since we've been here, and it almost has been. But I don't know about you. The holidays were awesome. They were busy, they were crazy. But the break from the normal day to day was kind of a good thing, kind of a relaxing thing. So it was kind of nice to catch my breath in one area, although, being really busy in another. But it was great. Hope you had a great holiday season. And like I said, Happy New Year. Wow, 3 of you are here already. Awesome. So welcome. So here we go. Rosie, how are you? Can't wait to see you again. I haven't seen you in so long, and so glad everything's good with you now. Yeah, hope to see you soon. So anyway, hi ladies. So boy, let's get rolling. Melissa, of course Melissa's here. Hey, there's static on the line. Hey Colleen. Does anybody else hear static? Let's determine if it's just Melissa or if it's me. Check your mic. Connection is fuzzy. Hang on. I have a new phone since last time, and maybe it's something to do with the phone. Amy, Melissa, any better or no? Give me some feedback quick, and if I have to, you've got static too. Okay. I'm just going to pull the mic out. How is it now? I'll have to play with that later, figure out what's going on. Any better? Still static. Amy, Video Master. Any ideas? I don't know what that would be. Wait, I have another idea. Okay, let's see. How did my internet connect? Okay. Okay, let's see. Try this again. Any better? God, I hope so. I'm not sure what to do if we're still staticky. Somebody jump in. I think we're here. We're good. Gosh, we have 8 people on. I hope we can do this. Amy, anybody? Rosie, anybody? Any better? Okay, here we go. Oh, better. Okay. No, wait. I think we're good now. I wasn't on my internet. I wasn't on my Wi-Fi. Maybe that made a difference. So we're good. Okay, good. Thank you, everybody. Wow. Okay. Happy New Year. Welcome back. So happy to have you back. So listen, our topic today is 2020 vision of your worth, because a big problem a lot of us have, and it's very prevalent with women, is our self-esteem. We don't have healthy self-esteem. And you wonder, what does that have to do with the whole Lady Boss theme of being in control of things in your life, or wanting to be more successful in your personal life or your business? And the fact is, everything starts with you personally. You know that if you don't have self-care in your life, that you're no good to anybody if you're not taking care of yourself, right? So your self-esteem's the same way. If you don't have a healthy self-esteem, how can you be successful in any area of your life? Because again, you're going to be, I guess one way to look at it is like you're damaging yourself. So how does a damaged product help anybody or anything? You need to be in a healthy place. You need to be in a healthy place as far as your self-esteem is concerned, because it's going to affect your choices. It's going to affect your decisions. So it's something that can have a powerful effect on everything in your life. So the benefits of having a healthy self-esteem, obviously, number one is you're going to feel better about yourself. So we know that that's a no-brainer. We hear self-esteem, that's what you think of. But a couple other things that I didn't think about, and there are medical scientific studies to back these. There were brain scans done that show proof that when you have a healthy self-esteem, you're more resilient. Okay? Some of the things that can really shake you to the core, and especially if you don't have a healthy self-esteem, are rejection and failure, right? Because if you're rejected, if you have a failure, you just, I'm a loser. Nobody likes me. I'm no good at anything. Your self-esteem is totally going to affect your resilience when those kinds of things happen. And you know those things are going to happen. They're going to happen to you. They're going to happen to me. But if you have a healthy self-esteem, it's proven that you can bounce back way more quickly when you suffer those things. So that's one thing. Another thing, and there's scientific research to prove this, is that you're going to be less vulnerable to anxiety. Now, it kind of ties into the other one too, because face it, if you're shaken to the core because you've been rejected or because you've failed at something, it's going to make you anxious about thinking in the future. Like, oh my gosh, I'm no good at this. Why am I doing this? Maybe I shouldn't even be in this business. I haven't gotten one client in a year. Whatever's going on, like I'm just no good at this. So then it makes you anxious. And then that anxiety, you know how anxiety and stress can just affect everything you try to accomplish. So these are some really great benefits to self-esteem that I didn't think about. I always thought, yeah, it's great to feel better about yourself because you can just work with a more clear head. It's funny, your self-esteem can end up making you very, I guess, selfish or self-centered, or you're just very preoccupied with yourself because you can't get out of your head because it's like, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. And then you can't accomplish anything because you're stuck in here talking about what a loser you are. Okay, so it can totally cripple you to do anything. Hi, ladies. I'm not even saying hi as you're popping in. Hi, Timmy. Hi, Amy. Amy, I haven't seen you in ages. So happy you're all here. So anyway, there's a balance to be found now. Too much self-esteem is not a good thing. Nobody likes to be around the person who just thinks they're all that and they've got it all together and they're Miss Perfect and you will never measure up to them because they've just got it all going on, right? Nobody wants to be around that. And that's not good, healthy self-esteem. But on the flip side of that, I think because we're so afraid of not wanting to be that person, we totally beat ourselves up and, oh, we're not worthy of anything. And, oh no, gosh, you're so good at that. I wish I was good at, I'm a loser and, yada, yada, yada. So we beat ourselves up because we think that's how we should be. We should be humble. And so for a lot of us, the definition of being humble is like to be nothing, to act like you're nothing. And I heard the best definition for humility probably 40 years ago, and I love it. Humility is not seeing yourself as less. And this is how a lot of people define humility is like, they're wearing rags. You think about humility, you think about the Bible and people wearing rags and not having food and not, being quiet and just being nothing. That's not humility. The definition I heard for humility that I love the most is not seeing yourself as less, but seeing yourself as you really are. And that means seeing the perfect balance. Yes, I have shortcomings. Yes, I'm not good at everything. Yes, I really suck at this or that. But this I'm really good at. I'm a good listener. I'm a good cook. I'm a runner. I can run a 5K and do pretty well. On this side, there are other things. I'm a lousy bookkeeper. I hate exercise. Whatever. But humility, true self-worth is seeing the balance. It's seeing the whole picture. When you have low self-esteem, you're just living over here. And when you live over here, you're totally in your head, telling yourself how lousy you are and what a loser you are. And you're not going to be able to do anything well. You're going to just kind of stumble along because you can't get out of here. Get out of here, find the balance, look at both sides, get a true picture of who you are. And listen, the reason a lot of us don't have a true picture is because we get caught comparing too much. Don't compare yourself. You were given gifts in specific areas that I might really suck at, and vice versa. Okay? You might absolutely hate doing Facebook Lives. I'm very comfortable doing a Facebook Live, but you do something else that I just really am not good at all. So don't compare. Absolutely don't compare, but find the things, see the things that you're good at and recognize them. Yeah, you're not good at everything. You're good at all these things. So seeing the balance, that's true humility, and that's going to give you the perfect balance of the right amount of self-esteem. So how do you do it? How do you nourish that self-esteem? Okay, a few hints for how to do it. Number one, and boy, we're bad at this, but learn to accept compliments. And I'm going to give you a couple little things to do here too when you get compliments, but learn to accept them. Somebody says, oh, you look really pretty today. Say, God, I look like crap. I didn't even put makeup on. I didn't even wash my hair, yada, yada. Or, oh, that's such a pretty dress. And, oh God, this old rag, I got it at Goodwill for $2. It was the only thing I had that was clean. We're always like, coming back with self-criticism. You know what? Somebody compliments you. Just learn to say thank you. Yes, Rosie, you're totally right. Don't deflect. Just say thank you, or say, that's really nice of you to say that. If that's too many words, thank you. 2 words, just learn to say it and then zip it shut and say nothing else. Learn to do that. And the more you do it, the easier it'll get. And you'll realize that the more you're doing it, and as it gets easier, that's a sign and a good indication that your self-esteem is starting to get stronger. Okay, when that gets easier, your self-esteem is getting say thank you. Helps if you realize it's rude to respond. Oh, Rosie, you're totally right. It is rude. Somebody's paying you a compliment and you're like totally shooting them down. Like, you're a liar, you're wrong. I'm not pretty, I look ugly, yada, yada. Yeah, you're being disrespectful. Be gracious, okay? Somebody just gave you a compliment, just be gracious. So learn to do that. Just say thank you. Now, here's something else I want you to do. As soon as you're in a place where you can do this, write that down. Write it on a slip of paper. Write it in a little journal. Keep a journal specifically for this if it's something you struggle with. So Sally said, I looked really pretty today. Or Susie said, I really look nice in that green dress. Or Joe said, I'm a really good listener. Whatever it is that somebody says to you in a complimentary form, write it down. Because there is so much power. Oh, Rosie, that's great. You could often say, thanks, I needed that today. That's like, wow, not only thank you for complimenting me, but you just fed me. You just nourished me with something I really needed. I love that. That's beautiful. But write it down. There is so much power to taking a pencil and paper and writing something down. It starts to cement it and make it more real in your mind. It really does. There's so much power to that. And also compliment others. Linda, that's a good one too. Yeah, don't be the person who who ignores other people, but let's look for reasons to compliment others. And you know what? I love that, Linda, and I love to take that a step farther. Women as a whole really struggle with their self-esteem more than men do. Men just don't have the issue with it because they don't care so much. They don't compare the way we do. It's just different. So yeah, we struggle with it. So listen, I really challenge you when you're out and about, if you see a perfect stranger and you think they look really nice, or you think they have really pretty eyes, whatever it is, compliment a stranger because we all need that. And I'll tell you what, when a perfect stranger is complimenting you in the middle of a grocery store, there's no hidden agenda. It's just coming from the sincerity of their heart. Like they just felt moved to say something to you. Be the person who does that back. Linda, I love that. So I challenge you to do that. But listen, back to the writing it down. There is power in that. When you write things down, the whole gratitude thing. People say every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Or every day, write down 1 thing, throw it in a jar. And at the end of the year, look at all those things you were grateful for. Or on a bad day, same thing. Same idea with this. Write down the things that the compliments that people have paid you. And then you can go back when you're feeling a moment where you're starting to really put yourself down, go back and look at them. And they're going to have power to remind you of where your worth is. Okay. And it's not all going to be about how you look. It's like I said, you're a good listener, you're whatever. Bunny, I do that often to people and smile and keep walking. I love that. Most of the time it brightens their day and they know I have no other agenda. I love it. And it does. It makes you feel so good too because we've lifted each other up and we've helped each other. And guys, you're walking this walk, you're here on this earth. Do whatever you can to leave it a better place than you found it. And just lifting somebody up, lifting up a stranger by just telling them they look nice. Well, you don't know what they're going through, but that's going to land in a place where it's really going to help them. And that's really pretty awesome. So anyway, write it down because again, the more you write it down, the more it'll get in your head and the more you'll believe it. Here's another thing. Identify the things you're strong at, okay? You're working on this balance. What are the things you're good at? And if you don't know, and you've started writing some things down, hey, look at some of these compliments. Boy, I'm a good listener. Or, wow, she said I'm a really good cook. Find the things you're good at and develop them. Develop them even more. I mean, again, we're not playing the comparison game. You don't want to be a jack of all trades and master of none. Master a few things that you're really good at and help yourself to develop them and get better and better and better. Because you know what? You're going to build your own self-esteem because you're getting better at these things. If it's cooking, take some cooking classes, have dinner parties, have people over. That's going to help you to create self-esteem that we all really need. So again, find the things you're strong at, do something to develop them, make them even better. Eliminate self-criticism. This is another big one. If you do fail, if you do just, feel like you've been rejected or set back, don't criticize yourself. I mean, think about it logically. Okay, it's the Thomas Edison thing. I didn't fail 10,000 times. I just learned 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. So if you fail, that's fine. We all fail. You're going to fail a million times. Every time you fail, just pick yourself up and say, okay, so what can I do differently? What did I do wrong? What can I do differently to maybe have better success with this the next time? And bigger than that, before you start to get out the stick and beat yourself up, respond to yourself the way you would respond to a good friend. If a good friend just failed at the thing you failed at, what would you say to them? Don't say anything less to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say I'm a loser. Don't say I'm no good at this. Say what you would say to a good friend, okay? That's really important. And now my last point for today, and this for me is the absolute biggest. If you just do this, you've got it nailed. And I know everything's easier said than done, but you can start to work on it, and you can start to work on it right after this call. The big thing that you have to do to help improve your self-esteem is to learn to separate the fact from your emotion. Because with self-esteem, poor self-esteem always comes out of your emotion. And we know what our emotions are like, and we know how our hormones can drive that and just throw it off the charts and make it crazy. But you need to separate your emotion from the facts. And here's what I mean by that. Here's an example. I was mentoring a friend a few years ago, and she was feeling like a complete loser, wasn't doing well in her business, probably for like that week. Maybe she had things that came up, or maybe she just sat around and didn't feel like doing anything that week and binge watched something on TV. I don't know what the situation was. But she's like, I'm such a loser. I don't think I'm any good at this. I mean, maybe I should do something else. Maybe I should just go back to work. Yada, yada, yada. I said, okay, stop right there. Pull out the facts. The facts are for the last 4 or 5 months in a row. Look at the sales volume you've maintained for 4 or 5 months. Like, that's off the charts. That's probably the top 5% of our business, the kind of levels you're maintaining for the last 5 months. Look at the fact that you're going to groups now and doing presentations. Did you ever think you would be doing that a year ago? Look at how you're expanding your circle of influence. You're joining networking groups. You're branding yourself on social media. You're doing this, you're doing that. If you were looking at these facts about anybody else, would you call them a loser? Absolutely not. So you have to separate the facts of what you really can accomplish and are accomplishing from the emotion that drives you to beat yourself up and make you feel like you're nothing. Okay, so my challenge for you, if you have time right after this call, do it after this call. If not, do it soon, because we're in January. We're at the start of a new year. We're at the start of a new decade. Think about your last year, and with a pencil and paper, write down all the things that you've accomplished in your life, in every area of your life, in your business. Okay, this is what my sales were. Maybe they were better than the year before. Maybe they weren't, but I still worked. I still worked, and I still produced, and I still maybe brought in just 5 new clients last year. But for those 5 people, I helped to change the trajectory of their life. So their lives. So look at what you did. Look at what you did accomplish with your business. Or maybe you realized your whole vision's changing. You want to do something totally different. That's still an accomplishment. That's an awesome thing. What about your personal life? Are you juggling young kids and a husband and your business that you're trying to build and other family stuff? Maybe you've got like 50 balls in the air, but you've kept them in the air. Maybe you just barely made it. Maybe all you did was survive, but you survived. You juggled a lot of things and you survived. Maybe you're a caretaker. Maybe you're taking care of parents who need you. And maybe, oh my goodness, I talked to a girl last night and I've got 2 friends who just in the past week had their parents move in with them. So now they've got all the extra responsibility, not just of their jobs. One gal had a husband who was injured at work and he's been home, so she had to take a second job. So her husband's home injured. She's a caretaker for her mom. She's juggling 2 jobs. I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years, but she's making it. And how's she changing these people's lives? You know, you might be a caretaker and maybe it's not always appreciated. Maybe you don't always feel appreciated. But you know what? Look at what you're doing and what you're accomplishing. And don't measure your worth on what other people say or what other people think. Facts versus emotion. Okay, somebody says something to you that's really off. That's on them. Whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, that's on them. But your facts are, oh man, like I'm doing this, I'm able to do this, and I'm grateful that I can do this and help my mother, help my husband, help my kids, to help them all to just survive and get through another day in addition to all my own stuff. Bunny's great at caring for others. She is. And she's really good at beating herself up too. So exactly. You're caring for others. How huge is that? How many people are not even capable of doing that? But you've got a heart and you've got so much love to do that. That's a huge strength. So when you feel tempted to beat yourself up, no, look at the facts. I'm a caregiver and I'm a good caregiver. And this might be going sour right now, or somebody might be crapping all over me, but you know what? That's on them. I'm going to continue to do the things that I'm good at and that I need to do, because whatever I can do to help somebody to get through another day, to get through another minute is a good thing. And that's not something everybody can do. So really, make sure. Did anybody see what just happened? My whole hair just fell down, and actually it didn't just fall down. I had a little hairpiece on top and it just like fell out. I'm sorry, that was really funny. Anyway, yeah, laugh at yourself. I'm not going to beat myself up over this because who the heck cares? It's worth a good laugh. Anyway, God, we got so serious and then that got so goofy. Anyway, but seriously, Bunny, like you're right on the money. But yeah, when you tend to beat yourself up, this is when you pull out that list of things you wrote down. The things that you're going to write down when you reflect on last year. The things you're going to write down when people compliment you. As soon as you're tempted to pick up that stick and beat yourself up, pull out that list, because you have to physically remind yourself of the facts. Because believe me, the emotions are going to drive the facts right out. Those facts are going to be gone when your emotions kick in, because your emotions can be all encompassing and all consuming, and they will cripple you from moving forward. They will cripple you from being good to anybody for anything. So you got to get the emotions in check. And the only way to do that is to balance them with the facts. So you've got to start writing things down if you want that to happen. So start writing things down. And as soon as you feel the urge, go back to that and read it and say, yeah, I am really good at this. I am a good listener. I am a good caregiver. I'm a good, I'm a good coach to my clients. I might be lousy at follow-up, but I'm really good at caring about people and listening to people and making them feel important. So find the balance, and that's how to find it. Fact versus emotion. If I leave you with nothing else today, that's what I leave you with, is to learn how to separate the two. So that's it. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you have anything else, but what'd you say? I thought, Janet said I thought it was a cat. Yeah, like a little cat sitting on my head, and it's always fun. Oh my gosh, if nothing else, we always laugh together. We have a good time. Just ask Amy and ask the people that I hang with. Oh my goodness, we do like to laugh. So anyway, well, hi Stephanie. I love seeing you, but we're wrapping it up. So hope you watch the replay, and Happy New Year. We will see you all next week. Have a great week, ladies. Bye.